Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not, and it's finally time for me to review The Menu. Been waiting for it. I know it's on HBO Max, but excuse me. Sorry, I'm still slowly getting over this cold. It's more just a cough with phlegm, and I got some Mucinex to help with that. So, not an ad for Mucinex, which is what you know I am. And I apologize. That was disgusting. I didn't expect for that to happen. I'm sorry. Uh, The Menu is a movie I heard about not before it came out. Well, sort of. Um, a couple of YouTubers, Cody Leach, Sean Chandler talks about. They went to Fantastic Fest earlier last year, and we're talking about this movie that came out in November-ish, December-ish, whatever, coming out in theaters and stuff. Of course, I don't have a theater around here to see it, but people were talking about this. Like, oh, you got to see this. You got to see this. And it came to HBO Max. We're streaming it. I ain't got a chance. Found out it's at Walmart. As you can see, possibly, I have the DVD because Walmart doesn't know how to restock their shit. Look, you know what? There's gonna be a rant about Walmart. I'm gonna do that in my whole video. So whenever I get around to filming that, sometime next week, maybe, I will do a rant about Walmart and their stocking because I've had some problems with new releases coming out. It really, we're gonna have to talk with that. But we're talking about the menu here, and the menu is something I didn't expect. Like, people were talking about this and say, "Well, it's good, it's great. You see this, you see this, you see this." So I saw it, and I'm one of those that I like to watch some cooking shows here and there. I like Chopped. I watched Man v Food, Man versus Food, both versions with Casey Webb and with Adam Richman, and just some of those shows like that. So I'm not exactly a foodie. My mom isn't way into cooking shows more than I am. She watches the Bobby Flay stuff and all that. But me, I don't know. I'll watch. Like, I like Chopped. That's the one, And so watching this, it works for me. Ray Fiennes is fantastic, and that's probably obvious. So is Anya Taylor-Joy. Again, probably obvious. And it's funny, Nicholas Hoult is in this. I also just bought Warm Bodies, which Nicholas Hoult is also in. That'll be in the whole video. So I got both of them. But the whole story is this group of people, critics and foodies, and there's an actor with his girlfriend, and Anya Taylor-Joy and Nicholas Hoult. His name is Tyler. They go to this island to experience this whole. It's called a menu. It's a menu. Every single item is the menu for. That's the titular menu. Titular menu is everything that they're being served. So, yeah. And they're going to this, and it's just, they're sitting down, they're tasting the food, but as the night goes on, things get darker and darker and darker, and they start to realize that maybe this is not what they intended. It's not what they thought it was going to be, and it's, the whole thing. And right away, I got the Knives Out feel. At the beginning of this, when they're getting off the boat, and they're talking, and they're going in, and even the idea that Anya Taylor-Joy might not Anya Taylor-Joy's character probably not supposed to be here. The way they talk about her, like there's something with her, like there's a mystery surrounding her. Who is she? That sort of thing. She gets off this boat. She sees this old guy who I thought was Ronnie Cox, but she sees him and she's kind of nervous. And I love how, like, she starts out smoking and she's like, no, don't do that. It ruins your palate. It does. Smoking ruins your palate. They say you should, especially if you're a critic, you shouldn't You know, if you're gonna taste, especially if you go into something tasting, you shouldn't smoke. You know, because it ruins your taste buds. So he's absolutely right. But so they go onto this boat, and right away there's something, because they go up and they say his name, and when they ask her name, she's kind of like, no, my name is Margot. And later, her last name is revealed to be Mills. So Margot Mills, although it is later revealed that's not her name, but we'll get to that. And you can tell, they tell the chef right away that something has changed. Now, going ahead, we find out that she's an escort. And so with escorts, you can, I've never had one. I've never done any of that, something like that. But from what I get from movies and stuff, is that you can have them be whoever you want, right? So why doesn't he have her be his girlfriend's name? Why does she have a different name? Like you say, oh, your name is this, and it's the same name as his girlfriend. Why doesn't he say that? Like, I'm assuming he came up with Margot, and that she's like a Midwestern person, whatever, but there's also hints throughout that he'll say certain things like, yeah, you. Like there's like she mentions like, I may be the girl next door. He's like, yeah, you, the girl next door. That sort of thing. But also what I like is it's from two different point of views. You get her point of view, and then sometimes you get Slowick. That's the chef, Ray Fiennes' character, Slowick. His point of view. You hear people critiquing certain things, like one lady. I don't know if it's Judith Light or the other old lady, Lillian, who makes a comment about something being broken. So constantly throughout the meal now, Slowick keeps sending her the broken whatever, this bigger version, just keeps sending it to her. Like, oh, you're gonna quit there. You know, I'm gonna keep on sending it to you. You know, you're gonna criticize. There you go. But the acting, without saying a word, the acting on Ray Fiennes, just his face when he's hearing these critiques and some of the stuff people are saying, the negative stuff, what he gives to the screen and just the facial expressions he gives, you can tell it is killing him inside. But this master plan he has cooked up is all about kind of the revenge. It's revealed that every single one of these people here are connected in some way, shape, or form, and he's sort of getting revenge on all these people, except for Anya Taylor-Joy, who, like I said, is revealed to be an escort. But nobody lives; they all have to die. That's what halfway through the film, that's what comes through, is that it's revealed that everyone there is going to die, and they cut off when Judith Light and her husband try to leave. Not Ronnie Cox gets his ring finger cut off. And, then there's something where they separate the men and the women. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know why they did it, but then they come back anyway. I don't know. And he actually gets some story beats from certain characters. And maybe that's one of my negatives here, is that, like, yeah, we get certain story. We get, this is happening in John Leguizamo's life. This is happening in this life, and this person's life, that person's life. But in the end, as Linkin Park once said, it doesn't really matter. So, I don't know. But I guess to give them character, the entire film takes place in this restaurant. Except for the opening and sort of the end is just this restaurant. Okay? It's one setting. Well, there's a sort of a fight scene here, but there's a setting. And it is eventually revealed that everyone is going to die, including Slowick and his staff, and they're all just in on it. Like, they work for him. They do whatever he says. They're so into that they just don't care. And it's also revealed that Tyler, that's Nicholas Holt's character, knew everyone was going to die. He even brought Margot there. I know her name's not Margot, we call her that, knowing that everyone was going to die. He's selfish, and he wants to know, the tutelage of the cooking and everything. He just wants to know that so much. He's selfish. So he did that because if he didn't hire an escort, he wouldn't be able to go because the chef doesn't do single one person, only, two or more. So that's why she's there. But eventually, Margot is told, Margot is brought up by the chef. He's like, who the fuck are you? You're not supposed to be here. You're not, And, and I feel like it's almost sort of like, the House on Haunted Hill remake with, what's her name? Ali Larter's character, where she said she was Jennifer, but she's a different character. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. And if they did that, this is my girlfriend, her name is this, and then as the night keeps going, she's like, she starts to unravel, and she's like, I'm not even supposed to be here. You hired me to be this girlfriend, sort of thing. It would kind of be cliche, but it would work. This also works very well. He has her, Slowick has her go and get a barrel. By this point, he forces Tyler to cook because he criticizes the cooking as being so bad. Tyler hangs himself, and I feel like that's anticlimactic. Because, I don't know, everyone's gonna die anyway, so for him to just hang himself, kind of anticlimactic. But she has to go get this barrel for something that they're doing for the dessert, the final meal, and then she brings it back. She has a fight with this Asian servant lady. I don't know. She's the maitre d' lady, I think, who really wants to serve it. She thinks that Margot is trying to replace her, but there's a fight, and Margot ends up stabbing her. And yeah, she gets the barrel, and then she criticizes him again, because she hasn't been eating the food, and I think she says she doesn't like it, and she just wants a cheeseburger. So he makes his cheeseburger, and you see, again, the facial acting. He's enjoying making this cheeseburger. You know what I mean? I said to her, she takes a bite, she says, now that is a cheeseburger, and then orders it to go, and she's able to leave. And I really love this scene, because at this point, it shows that everyone has given up. Throughout this entire film, they're trying to find a way to escape. There's even a point where I think it's Margot alerts the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard guy comes in, and they set up this whole thing where John Leguizamo's movie star character writes an autograph that says, help us. And you think this guy's going to save them, but it turns out he's in on it too. And yeah, maybe it's just, maybe it's a little too much, you didn't need that. But it also serves for this ending, where she's allowed to go, and she even stops, and Judith Light's just like, go. Everyone has given up, because all their hope has been sucked out. And if at least one of them gets out, I guess that's a win. They lost all hope of getting out. So she gets out with a cheeseburger and stuff, and she gets on the Coast Guard's boat, and she starts getting out of there. And then we get the final part of this, the final course. S'mores. The s'more, as he says. They start sprinkling bits of graham cracker all around the floor. They put them in a stole, meat stoles, but with it's marshmallow stalls and chocolate hats. And then right in the middle, Slowick comes in and he just sets himself on fire and everyone else there and the people in the kitchen, and it all just comes in. There's an explosion. It's off screen. Maybe they didn't have the budget to show the whole explosion, but you hear it. She turns around and she just eats the cheeseburger and then wipes her face with the menu, and the movie ends. And this ending. So, on the way to this, before the ending part, before she leaves, I'm thinking, alright, this movie's good. This movie's good. It's still gonna be middle of the road, but this movie's good. It's fine. This ending boosted it up. And so, I would have to say that the menu is pretty good. It's not, the To the Moon. So far, I don't think there has been a To the Moon movie from 2022. There's still a lot I have to watch. Black Adam, I've seen. It's not To the Moon, but it's not as bad as people say it is. Thor: Love and Thunder, also not To the Moon, but also not as bad as people say it is. I gotta review those yet. I ain't even got props for when I do Black Adam. Watch the whole video for that. I will get to it. I don't know when. I'm doing Pick 1080s right now. 1080s too. But I took a break. I wanted to watch this movie. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, what are your thoughts on the menu? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.